Alright, so here we are with the weeping fig or weeping ficus or ficus Benjamin, however you want to twist it. 3 gallon. Just leaf pruned all the leaves off of it. Very northern looking right now, as you can see. Found out that it was I was pretty sure it was, but that all the trunks were attached as they are, so, through time I will keep wiping away the soil at the top and trying to show off the grouping of them all. If you have some little branches there, I think this is going to be the front, because there's not as many branches coming out at you as this way. With bonsais you want to try and keep all the branches from coming out at you, so, as you can see, the branches are kind of that way, and this way it's a little better. I'm going to wait till I start to see some leaves coming back on it, and when I do, I will take it out, root prune about 1/4, or a little over 1/4, and then maybe 1/3, I guess. And then, every couple of months I'll just keep doing that. I was going to say, if there's branches that are starting to come out a little too far, like this one, maybe, there's a little leaf stem right in there, or you can even cut it back to here, I think I'm going to go way back to here, that one, and just kind of shorten it up a little bit, and there's a leaf stem right in there, and that'll be the new branch, kind of. So, I know I've been doing ficuses for my first couple of recordings here, but they are not the only ones that you can leaf prune that really work well. This is a holly that I found in a nursery. I don't even think they knew they had it still, and it had to have been sitting there for at least 3 years, hadn't been repotted, had all these really cool roots on it, as you can see. And it was in a 1 gallon, and the soil had been spent, and absorbed so much that it was really like a half gallon, actually, what was there, and of course I cut that in half, and I was able to plant that same day, and it had probably, I know you can see all this new growth, it had maybe 10 leaves on it, and they were very bad shape. They were very trashy looking. I only paid like $4 for it even, and I leaf pruned it and left this little berry on there, so that I wouldn't have to scratch the trunk. I just left a little berry on there, and that would tell me if it was alive or dead. It actually took quite a while for it to come back, and but as you can see, it's the leaves haven't opened yet, but when they do, it's going to be a really nice bonsai. There's just a little wedge in between there because this stem was actually growing through here for these two, so I bent that back, wired a few branches. Another thing is, when you have it like this, and I've said before, but it's also a great time to take the advantage of wiring it, because you can see all the branches, how they are. You won't damage the leaves. It's going to be a really nice plant. And, for $17, $18, you can have a really nice bonsai. The other thing is if you keep the soil very airy and, with a little bit of potting soil, more peat moss, more fine peat moss than potting soil, and more pine barks, little pine chips like that than potting soil. I guess 40%, or no, yeah, I guess 40% pine bark, 40% peat moss, and 20% potting soil maybe. You can actually just keep this plant indoors all the time. Keep it at direct sun at all times. I let it dry out a little bit before I did leaf pruning so that I'll water it really thorough, and I probably won't have to water it again until I start seeing new leaf growth, because it's not absorbing any water hardly, and it's pretty cool out. I mean, it's, you know, like 70s, 60s. It's cool for Florida. But if you give it a really kind of airy potting soil when you do go to pot it finally for its bonsai, you can keep this plant indoors pretty much all the time. I mean, that's what they do in offices and stuff with weeping ficuses. So, I don't think there's really a whole lot for me to wire. I mean, it looks pretty good. Just pruning. You know, I might want to prune that and stuff like that, but other than that, it'll be pretty cool. So, I will record another video of the weeping fig, and the next video will be it being repotted, which will have the new growth on it by that time. Alrighty. Thanks guys for watching.